What's going on? What's going on? Good people. When you see this, it'll be Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am your man, Cool McCain, with the host of duties for the night. Eagles Elite. Psych, I'm playing with you. Eagles are elite. But this right here is the NFC Beast. We represent all the teams in the best division in football. I am your boy, Cool McCain. I am joined on the side by my man, Sam. Sam, what's good?
Another great night to be talking some NFC East football, best division in football. What yet again, 2 years in a row at least. Excited to be chatting with you guys once again tonight.
And making his debut. Y'all seen him in the comments, but he's actually live with us tonight. My man Scrub Zero. Scrub, what up, man?
What up, though? I'm ready to get this going. Talk about these NFC East teams, including the no-good blue bum New York Giants.
Tough season to be a Giants fan, man, but I've been there. Man. So we'll start off where we always start off, the Week 9 reviews, Week 9 game reviews for those games from last week. Actually, that would be Week 10, wouldn't it? I'm tripping. So Week 10 reviews. My bad. All right, so we'll start with the Giants versus the Cowboys. I think I'm a little behind because, the Eagles was off last week. So it's kind of like that was a week, but was that really a week for me? Kind of like, nah, because, the Arlington football team won and the other teams in the NFC that we kind of have our eye on from below us won. So, nothing really big to make my mind jump a week ahead till now. But I digress. Week 10 game reviews. The Giants versus the Cowboys. Scrub, you're a Giants guy. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
Cowboys was basically able to do whatever they wanted after the first drive. Giants got that stop on the goal line, but they did nothing for their offense because you're starting inside your own one with a rookie quarterback, undrafted rookie quarterback at that. They end up going 3 and out. Cowboys go back down the field, score a touchdown. They were actually able to get a pick before and get a short field in the red zone, but turned the ball over on downs, and that was pretty much it. Cowboys just had the air raid from there. It's like 28-0 at halftime. The final score is 49-17. Really isn't much to take out of that except the Giants are not a good team. And the Cowboys, well, they did what they do best, beat up on under 500 teams. Teams that they are better than they do good with. And, yeah, that's really about it.
And joining us with that commander's gear all around. You know what it is. Couch Coach. What up, Couch?
What's going on, man? We here.
All right, so we are not much. Yeah, we get into the first game here. So since you just slid on us, give us your thoughts on the Giants and the Cowboys,
please.
I mean, it was ugly from the beginning. I mean, just one of those where it's just the perfect storm, and it was ugly. It was ugly.
Well, I'll simply say, man, the Cowboys thought they were in college in this game, right? Because it felt like they were trying to get scout points, and it's like, bro, you don't get those in the NFL. You did get the win, but you don't get the stop points. What do you think, Sam?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I expected the Cowboys to win this game. I mean, as our new co-host here, Scrub, said so eloquently, the Giants are utter trash. And it's one of those situations where, I expected a win from Cowboys. But again, man, they seem to be really, really good at putting up points against really, really bad teams because I did not expect a 49-17 score by the end of the game. But here we are. Even got to see a little bit of Cooper Rush once again. So kind of crazy to see. One question I do have coming out of this game, and maybe you guys have some thoughts on this, is what is going on with Tony Pollard? I mean, is it Tony Pollard? Is it the play calling? Is it the Cowboys? Like, what is going on with him in particular? I mean, Rico Dowdle, great running back, but Tony Pollard was billed as the next big thing, and now he's kind of just fading away.
I look at it. Tony Pollard was
Well, I can
never.
give you my quick answer if you want. Oh, go ahead, Squirrel.
Yeah, like I was saying, Tony Pollard is not a workhorse back. He never was. Even in his college days, he wasn't utilized like that. So he's a change of pace back. He's a spell guy. You could give him like 15 touches, it'll be all right. But that's a whole like he's not what Zeke Elliott in his prime was. So you can't give him the ball 20, 25 times, 30 times, and like 20 times maybe, but like once you start pushing that, he's not the same guy. And like I said, the in the comment section last week, the Cowboys need a power back. They do not have that. Tony Pollard was never meant to be that. So he struggled. So they have him as the future guy, but he struggled to find his footing in that role. So they got to find. So that either they're going to have to change how they're calling plays for him, or they're going to have to find a wait. I don't know who you can get at this point, but you're going to have to find a power back, and then have him go back to that number 2 role where he was so successful with.
Definitely kind of seems like that's what they're trying to do with Dowdle, who, I mean, he's 215, 216, so he's got a little bit of size to him.
Yeah, what Scrub said, Pollard was always a number 2. Great number 2. Just because you're a good number 2 doesn't mean you'll be even a decent number 1. And unfortunately for Dallas, you find that out the hard way. Do you want to add anything, Couch Coach, or you good?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Where like we talked about it, he's at the every down back kind of guy. So it's like, I mean, pretty much.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, so we'll slide on. So the next game, we got the Washington Commanders versus the Seattle Seahawks. Couch Coach, we'll start with you.
Another one where Washington couldn't pull it off. Very, very disheartening loss, especially considering the fact now that the Commanders dropped down to 4, where it's weird. Like, we talked about this team last year, that defense was atrocious, offense was atrocious. Now the offense is very good. I mean, at a point where you look at once again Sam Howell once again progressing. Great game. I think he had 312 yards passing. Threw the ball, I think 44 times in that game. 3 touchdowns. Got the running backs pretty much in great position as far as from a receiving standpoint. B-Rob had over 100 yards receiving. Like the equal opportunity offense, but we just fell short. I mean, obviously, you look at our defense. We look at like St. Juice, that final sequence of plays that led to the field goal to beat us. It's a horrible way to lose. That so you can lose by 21 week, and then you lose like a heartbreak in fashion like this. Still hurts. Still losses like that. Still stings. But yeah, tough loss.
You're muted, buddy.
My fault. I'm just saying, either one of you guys want to add anything else to that?
Nothing else that hasn't really been said already. That Commanders' defense has been the biggest issue, and that goes back to the head coach and defense coordinator. And once again, that unit has let the Commanders down.
My only thought is I'm just amazed by how well Sam Howell has played this season, despite the fact that he's really not getting the support around him. I mean, it's mind-blowing to think that this guy who's more or less a rookie, because he played one game last season, is on pace for almost 5,000 passing yards. I mean, to think that he's been able to do so well, despite the fact that he cannot get time to throw the ball to save his life, is quite honestly super impressive. And I really do think Washington's found something there. If they don't screw this thing up, they have the chance to be really good for a long time, especially while he's on his rookie deal. So this next upcoming season, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Washington goes really heavy on free agents and ultimately tries to surround him with some big name talent. And it'll be very interesting to see Washington in 2024, I have a feeling.
Yeah, I'll just say growing pains. Washington's going through growing pains. You've got a young quarterback. He hasn't really connected with Terry McLaurin. Like, that connection hasn't been what it needs to be. That's the main reason why I think the Commanders are able to stay close but not really win. They can get that connection built before next season or sometime later this season. We'll start to see the Commanders, I think, win some of these close games that they're in instead of being on the just outside of winning those games. So that's what I think to me is the big thing. Also defensively, you lost pieces, but at the end of the day, you knew that was going to come. You can't pay the whole defensive line, right? You just can't. Not in today's NFL. Somebody's got to be either on a rookie contract or a small contract. So I think they'll be fine overall, but tough loss where you have a chance to kind of slide back up into the wild card and you just don't quite get it done. But hey, we still got a half of a season to play. Commanders still got some time. All right. And I mean, we only had those 2 games this week, guys, because the Giants and the Cowboys played. We know the Eagles won't buy. So a couple of questions for you guys. And we'll just go around. We'll start with Sam and then just slide around. First question. What do you guys see each team in the division's record for the remainder of the season? Or if you just want to give your own team, that's fine too. Sam, we'll start with you.
Oh, I definitely had only prepared for the Eagles, so I apologize for that. I should have more properly read the question here. But I personally think the Eagles' worst are looking at probably about a 5-3, 4-4 record at the absolute worst. I could see potential losses to teams like Dallas, Buffalo, San Francisco, and Kansas City. I'm not saying we're going to lose all those games. I fully expect us to be on the positive side of the record here, whether it's 5-3, 6-2, 7-1, something like that. I do expect us to lose at least one more game at the very worst, but I'm seeing something probably like a 6-2, 5-3, somewhere around there going forward. I see a lot of promise from Washington. I expect them to win a couple more games this season. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see them in the wild card hunt, come the end of the season. I don't know if I necessarily see them making the playoffs this year, but if they even come close, I think that's a promise or, promising situation for them heading into 2024. And then the Giants, I don't think they're going to go winless. I was actually talking to Scrub about this off camera, but I do think they'll find another win, maybe 2 somewhere in there. But ultimately, I think they're going to finish with one of the worst records in the NFL and get a fairly high pick. And it'll be very intriguing to see if they consider quarterback, to be quite honest. So it'll be interesting to watch the Giants in the draft this season.
All right, Scrub, what about you, sir?
All right. For the Cowboys, I got them going 500 the rest of the way. I think they'll be 4-4. I'll still get them into the playoffs in the wild card spot. I don't think that there's enough teams that will just boot them out from that respect. Eagles, I got going 7-1. I think y'all only lose 1 game the rest of the way. I don't even think it's going to be the Chiefs game. I think y'all, that one could be a toss-up, but I think y'all actually win that. And so it's really going to come down to y'all in Detroit for that number 1 seed. Commanders, I got going 4-3. I think they'll beat the Giants and they'll get on a little bit of a hot streak as far as wins, and then they'll kind of they'll balance itself out by the end of the year. Giants, I got one. I don't have them winning another game. They are complete utter trash, dog. I can't. And knowing how this team has been historically, they'll find a way to win one more game they shouldn't. And it's going to upset me because I'm just lose, get as high pick as you can, which I think they're bad enough to lose, but they're going to find a way to win a game. It was damn. So that's really what I got for this.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, the Panthers are probably going to screw up and win another game they're not supposed to either. So you'll probably still be no worse than 2 if you just screw up and lose and win one game.
And I'll still call the Giants the worst team in football. I don't care what the record says. They're still the worst team.
Hey, man, the Giants are not a good team. But I'm telling you, I live in Charlotte. The worst team in the NFL is the Carolina Panthers. Now, the Giants can have a shout out. They probably are the second worst team. But
I think this Panthers team could beat this Giants team right now.
No. All you need is one guy that can get pressure on the quarterback because he has no line.
Yeah, that's true.
And he can't even do a quarterback sneaker fall forward for the yard because it's too small. So it'd probably be like 9-6. Don't get me wrong. Like it wouldn't be a slobber. It would be an old school slobber knock over there. But I think I got one more field goal in you.
You can pull one more out than he can. Okay, gotcha.
Hey, Couch, man. What you got, man? What it look like for you, Couch?
So I think I just do Commanders because I definitely think best case scenario is 5-2. I look at obviously I think the hiccups are probably going to be a loss against the Dolphins before our bye week, and then I think our New Year's Eve matchup against the 49ers. I think that'll be our 2 losses. I think we'll sweep Dallas. I hope that's my hope.
Ooh.
But 5-2 down to 8. So. I think if we can finish 5-2 the final 7 games of the season, at 9-8, I think we could potentially be in the playoffs. And either we play you guys or we go to Detroit. We shall see.
Yeah, I like the sweep of Dallas because I got another team sweeping Dallas. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
So
okay.
Yes, I do. I think you know that team too. I'm gonna actually go. I'm gonna go 4-3 for y'all because I think you're gonna split with Dallas. But if I'm wrong and you sweep Dallas, I will go on record as saying I'm pleasantly surprised in the most positive way. I will start off with that. I think Dallas is going to go. I was thinking about this. So they're going to lose 1, 2, 3. They're probably going to lose 4 games. So they're probably going to go 4-4. They're 400 at best. Because you think about it, they got to play the Commanders twice. I'm going to say a split. They got to play the Eagles, which they're going to lose. Then they got to play the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Seahawks, and the Lions. So after this bunny against the Panthers, just think about it. The Cowboys have the Commanders, Seahawks, Eagles, Bills, Dolphins, Lions, Commanders. Oh, Dallas. All those number ones in defense and top 5 offense, and Dak's one of the best passers in the league. It's going to come crumbling down, and it's going to hurt inside. So just be ready for that. But, yeah, I got them 4-4. I got the Eagles going 6-2. And the reason I have 6-2 is I have us, and I've said this before, and this is a disrespectful loss. The San Francisco 49ers will treat the game against the Eagles as their Super Bowl, and they will win that game because they're going to be playing at a Super Bowl level, and we're going to be playing at a big regular season matchup level because we understand this is not our Super Bowl. So I think we'll lose that. The possibility of even like a week 18 loss against the Giants because we just have Marcus Mariota playing quarterback, who I think if you take the same team, you put Marcus Mariota at quarterback, we're probably the 3rd worst team in the NFL. I think there's that much difference between him and Jalen Hurts. I saw Marcus Mariota in the preseason. I can complete passes further than him. I can read a defense better than him, and I've never been a quarterback. So, yeah, except for flag football. So, yeah. So yeah, that's why I got everybody at. Giants, I'll give y'all 2 wins. Screw up, that's too many.
Way more confidence than I got.
I give y'all 2 wins. So I got y'all 2 more wins. All right, and So this we could just do for our own team. If you want to name somebody for another team, that's cool. Name a sleeper player for each team to help them improve. So essentially, for those watching, what I'm asking the guys on the panel here to give me one guy from at least your own team, if you want to go into somebody from another team as well, that hasn't performed or hasn't had enough opportunities yet that you think is going to be able to be a difference maker for the second half of the season. And we'll go any order you guys want to go in.
All right, I'll jump right
All right,
in.
Sam, we'll go with you first. There we go.
I'm a little disappointed in Sidney Brown, and not because of anything of his own doing. Obviously, he's been a little banged up, and that's kind of stood in his way, getting the playing time that I think he would have gotten otherwise. But I'm fully encouraged by him as a player. I think he's very versatile, and what he can bring to this defense would definitely fill a hole that we have since Chauncey Gardner-Johnson left this past season in free agency. So I was really looking forward to seeing him kind of fill that role, and he just hasn't quite done it yet. Between a combination of injuries and the coaching staff lack of using him really at the beginning of the season. And now so many players are injured. They're finally using him, but he got banged up. It's been a bad run so far. I'm looking forward to the second half of the season. I think he's going to get more involved and be able to be a bigger contributor going forward. In terms of encouraging performances that I've been very excited by, this is going to be kind of on the nose, but AJ Brown, I mean, you have to like what he's doing this season. I really thought last year was as good as it was possibly going to get with AJ Brown, but he is pacing himself by a long shot compared to last season, and it's honestly shocking to see. I mean, he had a great year last year, and yet here we are, and he's on pace for almost 2,000 yards this season. It's unreal. For all the complaints we've had with the offense, that's one thing that has looked in midseason form since the beginning of the year. And that is definitely easily the most encouraging thing on our offense, if not the whole team right now.
All right. So I'll swing up next. So Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith is a guy that we need to give more time on the field. 15% of the snaps, unacceptable. Sean Desai, you got to do better. Nolan Smith is fast, aggressive, a first-round pick. Why is he not playing? I understand it may take time for him to learn the playbook, blase, but this has to be a bad idea by the coaches, right? You got to find a way to get this guy on the field more. You need that speed, that aggression, that power, those young legs. You got to make it work. Couch, who you got?
Matt's guy, and it's sacrilegious. I got a Dookie on my team. James and Crowder. I think you'll see him a lot more. I mean, he's starting to kind of show some flashes. A couple games in the season where he's scored. I think one game he had 7 receptions and 7 targets. I definitely think he'll be someone that's going to be somewhat of an integral part of our offense, especially in the special team as well. So I think you'll see him a lot more. You start seeing some flashes, but I think when we make this quote unquote run, you'll probably see a little bit more of them.
Okay. Scrub, who you got?
I'm racking my brain. I don't think I'll go with a guy who hasn't got a lot of time, Dane Belton, second-year safety. I think because at this point for the Giants, they just need to play these young guys, see who's going to contribute who can contribute for the remainder of this year and into next year, because it ain't looking pretty much else. I would say Banks, but Banks said he's been playing well. He's had his issues, but I've been encouraged by his play at least. But it's been too much disappointment from the injuries and the coaching staff. Oh my goodness. If I talk about this week, I'll be like Livewire last week going on 20 minutes about the Commanders. I ain't trying to do all that. We do not need a therapy session for these Giants.
Livewire needed a therapy session last week for sure.
Facts.
My man needed a therapy session.
That's my guy. I love him.
Couch Coach was like, what in the world? Shout out to my man Martin. No, Martin is a good guy, but hey man, some people take these tough games a little differently, and Martin took them a little differently last week. So it's all
Right.
good. It's all good.
It's hard to be a Commander fan, man. It's hard to be one.
It is, man. It is. It is.
Yeah, man.
It's hard to be a Giants fan this year, but it's hard to be a Commanders fan.
Man, it
All right, guys,
ain't
so
that
we're
hard.
doing
I
the
can just
same
say
order.
F the Giants.
That brings up a great question. Is it
So
better
what player
to just
needs to turn things around for the team?
Sorry, go ahead, Cole.
Go ahead, Sam.
I was just going to say, is it
Are you
better
good?
to have no hope at all or better to have some hope?
I had hope.
Well, when you look at it,
the Giants took away from me.
Giants fans do have hope. Their hope is they get a high draft pick. So they do have some hope.
Hey,
That would be my answer.
That's completely fair. I mean, honestly, if you think Daniel Jones is the guy, a high draft pick could be exactly what you need to turn things around.
That man is Danny Holdy L. Jones because all he does is hold L's. So it's time. I wouldn't have given him the contract. Time to move off this guy.
Yeah, one good season does not get you a contract. But so guys, next question: what player needs to turn things around for the team to have a chance for the remainder of the season? I know Scrub is looking at it now like, "Are you serious, bro?" But let's just say for you a chance to be better than you were the first half of the season. Fair enough.
Okay, that's fair.
All right. So Sam, we'll start with you again.
This is a really good question because I don't want to say a player. I want to say a coach, and I'm sure you guys all know what my answer is when it comes to that. But, man, in terms of a player, let's go with Kenneth Gainwell. How about Kenny Gainwell? I mean, he has been a disaster this year. I was a big fan of what he was able to do the first couple seasons in the league. But this season, they seem like they do not know how to use him at all. And it's been ugly all season long. I hope they figure it out because I think he can be a really integral part of this offense, but it definitely needs to get fixed.
I'm going to stick with the same team. I'm going to go to the other side of the ball, of course. I'm going to go with Keely Ringo because he's not even getting on the field. So whatever is happening in practice, in the film room, that's causing them to say this guy doesn't even need to play, I need us to turn it around. I need him to step up whatever that needs to be done because we need that depth of guys to play to give us some different wrinkles at a corner. So I'm going to go with Ringo. We didn't do the Cowboys before for a player to step up for them. I'm going to do it for them because that would only be the fair thing to do. They are in the division. And I'm going to say that they need Michael Gallup to be better. They need Michael Gallup to show that he can be at least a number 2 receiver in the NFL. And right now he's not doing that. So I'm going to for a guy, I mean, Gallup hasn't been bad. And then I'm going to cheat for a guy that needs to turn this season around. I'm going to talk about the running back that we just talked about a few minutes ago. And I'm going to say he's the guy that they need to have a turnaround from where he's been playing at so far. Because that makes it easy. All right, Couch Coach, who you got for the Commanders?
Mine's Benjamin St. Juice. I think when you look at him, he had some flashes. I know in Atlanta, he had I think it might have been the Atlanta game where he had interception, his first career interception. Then you look at kind of what happened, last week against Seattle. But it's DK. So, I mean, it's kind of one of the things that is going to happen. I just, I'll be just get to a point because now, we're going to have in the next few weeks, we're going to have a lot of wide receivers kind of coming his way. So, just be ready for it. And hopefully, he'll live up to the bill. And our pass defense has been atrocious. So, hopefully, he can turn it around and kind of salvage this this horrible pass defense that we have.
100%. Scrub, what about you, buddy?
I was gonna say Evan Neal, but he's out with the ankle injury. I don't even know if he's gonna come back. So it's like, okay, that would have been the guy to say that would need to turn it around. I'll go with another guy. I think it's on defense. I'll say Xavier McKinney. He's really done close to absolutely nothing. He's kind of just been a body, and is like, you were supposed to be regarded as like this guy who's going to be one of these like a top safety or plus safety. You kind of just been average at best. So Giants who at least want to do anything to get to feel better about themselves. They're going to need some better play from the secondary. I think McKinney's going to have to be that guy to step his game up. Because I'm done with the Dory Jackson. He's kind of like like my boy said this about Carlton Davis on the Bucks. He good for nothing. That's kind of that's Dory Jackson basically.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Scrub, I like how you placed that so that they can be better. I like how you said that. That works. All right. So Scrub, will stick with you. Most encouraging and most disappointing thing about your team so far this season?
The most encouraging, I would say, would be the team's first 3 picks. Well, I can't even say that because Hyatt hasn't done the first 2 picks, at least when they've been healthy. Banks and rookie center John Michael Schmitz. They've played well. Obviously, they've had some of their struggles, but I've liked what I've seen from them. Even Hyatt, when he's gotten opportunities, I'm like, all right, he could get down the field. We just haven't had the quarterback to get it to him. Well, Tyrod until he got hurt because the offensive line's been a nightmare. Most disappointing, I honestly, like I said, alluded to before, the coaching staff. I think they've been the biggest reason we've lost a lot of these games. I know the players ain't very great, but like, it's just these little details that where we won last year, we're losing this year, and it's like y'all not utilizing these players properly. We're not running the ball enough. Saquon's been getting overused in certain games the wrong way. They try to make Daniel Jones a pocket passer. He ain't that. You got to roll him out, get him on the move, because he can't read. We know he can't read the whole field for defense. I just don't know why they don't see it, but it is what it is. And then I don't even want to talk about special teams because I'll just be going to a spiraling depression because they have not been special at all. At least not positively.
Yeah. All right, then. Couch Coach, what do you got for your most encouraging and most disappointing thing about your team so far this season?
Yeah, I think encouraging the offense. I mean, you look at the progression of Sam Howell. I mean, and I've been, a Sam Howell fan since, his days in your backyard, cool, Indian Trail. And to think that he is leading the National Football League in passing and only his 11th start of his NFL career. The future's bright. I mean, you look at cool under pressure. Like he's one of those where I've always just everything that I thought he was going to be, and then some. You look at, he's a guy that has engineered some fourth quarter drives that could have potentially, won the football, and that leads me to my disappointing is the defense, where you just look at this. This defense has never hit its stride. There's always been some consistency, some stretches where they have a great defense, but then for the totality of this last, it's pretty much this Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio tenure. It's been a bad defense. They've had some good little times here and there, but it's never been consistent. So that's been the one that's been a letdown, especially considering the fact the linebacker position has never really been established, considering the fact your head coach is a linebacker, your defense coordinator was a linebacker. It's kind of like it's weird. It's almost like, remember how like Mike Vrabel used to have a bad defense, and it kind of reminds me similar to that. So that's the thing that really disappointed me is this defense, and then the player Sam Howell is encouraging.
Okay. Sam, I'll let you go first and I'll go last.
I've got kind of an interesting. Gotcha. I've got a little bit of an interesting take on this one. It's actually going to be the same for both. My most encouraging thing is the consistency on the offense. We've been consistently decent. I still think there's a lot of room for improvement with the play calling, as I've harped on basically every week, so I won't go too much in depth on that. But then the consistency on defense has been all over the place. We cannot seem to find, what unit we're going to be. Some weeks we're really good. We shut teams down. We look like we're a Pro Bowl unit across the board. And then other weeks we just get walked all over. We can't tackle to save our lives. We're missing tackles left and right. The secondary looks terrible. We're allowing big plays. And it's just one of those things where I think it's going to come back to bite us in big games in the playoffs. We need to find some consistency on defense if we're gonna make a deep playoff run and hopefully a Super Bowl win this season.
So normally when you say the word playoff, I have something that I normally play, but I'm not going to do that this time because I'm trying to be better. So instead of that, I'm going to answer the question. So for me, the most encouraging thing for the Philadelphia Eagles is getting guys back that have been injured, being able to fill a lot of the holes there. Some they won't be filled because guys are done for the year, but getting back a lot of the guys that were out on IR for like 4 weeks, 5 weeks, their window's starting to open up, and getting basically the team that we're going to be for the rest of the season, barring any further injuries, kind of together. The most disappointing thing for me has been the play calling on both sides of the ball. For me, I think the offense play calling has been garbage. I think we just have so much talent. And when you have in my opinion, the best receiver in the league in A.J. Brown, you can throw up all kinds of garbage and trash throws that other wide receivers can't get, that he'll make look like a good throw and bring it in and get a touchdown. I think that's what we've had happening. But to Sam's point, there comes a point in the season where you've got to really have strong plays. You've got to have go-to things that work. And part of that play calling that is horrible is the lack of running. The Philadelphia Eagles should run the ball 30 times plus a game, no matter who we're playing, no matter what the score is. That is not happening. The few times that we've decided to get our head out of our hind parts on offense and the play calling and actually run the ball back-to-back plays or run the ball in chunks, we're getting first downs, we're moving the ball down the field. Then we say, oh, that worked. No, we don't want to do that. And we go back to throwing the ball with a guy with a bone bruise on his knee. Great job play calling. So, yeah. Not a fan of the play calling, as you might be able to tell. My whole thing's inside, so, but just so y'all know.
Listen, I haven't been a fan
of
a lot of play calling from any team.
Yes or no question. This is very true. So, yes or no? Do you think that the Beast gets 3 teams in the playoffs this year? Sam, yes or no?
No, I do not. I think ultimately Philadelphia and Dallas make it. I think Washington's going to be close, but I think they're ultimately going to fumble it at the end of the season and not make it.
Dax, Scrub, yes or no?
I'm with Sam. I say no. I think Washington will fumble at the end because of that defense and the coaching staff. The defensive coaching staff, I should say. They'll be fine with Bieniemy, but I don't trust them other guys.
Couch coach, yes or no?
I'll be the lone wolf in this group here. I say 3. I think even at 4 and 6, I've seen this play out before. I'm not delusional. I think 3 is in. I'll be the lone wolf. I'll be on the hill for the next few weeks. But I think it's gonna be 3. I'll be the lone wolf.
Well, so let me tell you, in the words of Michael Jackson, you are not alone, because I am here with you.
What?
The Commanders will make the playoffs. It'll be the 6th or the 7th seed, but they will make the playoffs. We're getting 3 teams in.
Let's go.
Remember, you have 4 wins now. I have you winning, what I say, 5 more games? That's 9 wins. 9 wins gets you in the playoffs. there we go.
Yeah.
All right. And then all we got left, y'all. And just if you are watching this and you're wondering why we're not acknowledging your comments, I just want to give you a heads up. This is pre-recorded. So we appreciate your comments. None but love for them. But that's why we're not answering your comments. But keep them coming. Keep them coming. All right. So week 10 game previews. We'll go in chronological order. So we'll start with the Cowboys versus the Panthers. All I need to say about this is, to me, the Panthers are the worst team in the NFL. The Cowboys love to beat up on the toddlers as middle schoolers. This is a toddler. They're middle schoolers. We already know what it is. I'll just let you guys go whatever order you want to go for this one.
All right, I'll go. I'm with you. Cool. Cowboys going to beat the Panthers. Commanders going to beat the Giants. I know they've struggled. It's been a tough matchup for them. I think no Tyrod, no Daniel Jones. I think this time they actually pull it out. And then the Monday night game, Eagles and Chiefs. I got the Eagles.
If we're just running down the board, man, I think Cowboys are going to walk all over the Panthers. As we talked about, they kind of like to beat up on bad teams. Commanders are definitely getting a W this week against the Giants. That's no questions about it. Oh, man. This Eagles and Chiefs game is tough. It's very tough. As much as I hate to say it, I think the Eagles are getting a loss in this game. I really hate to say that, but I think if we're going to lose to anybody, it's going to be KC, and it's probably going to come this week.
There you go, Coach.
All right. So, yeah, we got, the first matchup. That's the Panthers and the Cowboys. Like Antoine Dotson said, had your kids, had your wife. The Cowboys are coming. The Cowboys win that game. The Commanders beat the Giants. And like I said, I'm sorry, cool, but I got Uncle Travis and the Chiefs beating y'all.
All right, so I did tell y'all about the Cowboys and the Panthers. The Commanders obviously should be beating the Giants, right?
Sure.
The Eagles are going to beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs have one guy wide receiver. They have another okay wide receiver in Riche Rice. They don't run the ball well. Nobody runs the ball well against us. Travis Kelce's not going to catch 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. All right, he's going to get probably around 100 to 125. He'll probably get at least 1, maybe 2 touchdowns. That's not going to be enough to win this game. The Eagles are going to win this game. So, guys, before we get out of here, we're going to go around, tell everybody where they can find you, and any last thoughts you have on the NFC Beast for the week. Start with
you guys can find me on Shady Sports Network YouTube channel. We also have shadysportsnetwork.com. I just launched our newest web page specifically about the Arena Football League. So if you're into alternative football, definitely check that out. And you can find us every Saturday here on NFC Beast. Make sure you're tuning in every week. I know we're pre-recording now, but we'll definitely be acknowledging your comments in the following week and stuff like that. So keep tuning in, keep hitting that like button. And definitely, if you haven't done so already, make sure you just subscribe to all these guys. They're great content creators, and we're very lucky to talk football with them every week.
So, Scrub, what you got for us?
All right. Yeah, I'm Scrub Zero. You can right. You can find me on YouTube, Scrub Zero. I also stream games on Twitch at Scrub01. Yeah, so I'll talk about Giants or whatever I'm feeling up for on YouTube, and that's pretty much it. Shout out to Cool and all these guys for letting me on. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all definitely subscribe here to the Eagles Elite Podcast and everywhere you can find these guys, because they amazing, man.
appreciate that, Scrub. We appreciate that. Couch.
Yeah, definitely huge shout out to the Scrub Zero, man. We're at the bottom of the NFC East, so emotional damage kind of runs congruent with each other. Yeah. So pretty much Couch Coach Live, my podcast. Check it out Wednesdays, 8:00 Eastern Standard Time. Website couchcoachlive.com, social media Couch Coach Live. My Washington Commander Central podcast, Commanders in the Chat, Thursdays, 9:00 Eastern Standard Time. Social media Commanders ITC. And then catch me here on Saturdays on the NFC Beast with my NFC East brethren. 9:00 Eastern Standard Time. That's on the BS3 network and also on the Couch Coach Live Twitter, aka X page. So, yeah, that's where you can find me.
So, youtube.com/@Eagles Elite Podcast or www.playcallsportstalk.com/live. Matter of fact, both of those. Go ahead and drop that like on the videos. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Come chop it up with your boy. Also, Friday mornings at 10 a.m. WDJYFM.com or on your tuning app, WDJYFM. Sunday mornings, noon before your game. Still listen to the same old you've been hearing all week from the same people, the same old rigmarole. Come hang out with your boy. We talk all things sports, and we end every week. That last segment is dedicated to NFL picks for the games that are going to be right following. That's WDRBmedia.com or WDRB Media on your TuneIn app. Your boy Cool in the game, all me. Slowly but surely, I feel a descent into madness on that show. I listen to every episode. I see it coming. I don't know what week, but you should watch so that you can catch it when it happens. Probably is going to anchor around a week that the Eagles lose a game I don't want them to lose. So I don't know, but that's kind of how it works out. So, yeah. Well, guys, another wonderful episode. You see these faces. You see us every week. Definitely make sure you like, share, make sure you subscribe to all the pages that the NFC Beast is on. Shout out to BS3 Network for having us on there as well. And, to coin a phrase that I use often, make sure you tell 2 of your friends and 4 of your enemies. Because just because they don't like you doesn't mean they won't like us. And with that being said, we out.